Hello, welcome to yoga. Today's sequence is a typical Sunday morning gentle sequence I've been teaching online. Go ahead and grab blocks, mat if you have it, or sit on somewhere comfortable, a mat, or even sitting on a chair if that's right for you. Pick some music. I've shared a Spotify playlist in the description if you like that, or just listen to whatever music helps you relax and stay in the flow. We're going to start today in a comfortable seated posture, maybe on the edge of a block. And as you settle in, imagine you're sitting against a wall. Eyes are closed, your shoulders relaxed, palms face up. Maybe your pointer and thumb come together. And just start to breathe through your nose, inhaling and exhaling slowly. Try to create an equal balance between the breath that goes in and the breath that goes out. And just try to clear the mind, let things go, and just settle in. As you sit here, maybe set an intention for your practice today. I think balance is a common intention. It's good this time. Just given this is recorded during the coronavirus quarantine stuff, and I think just finding calmness and balance is a challenge on certain days. So we're going to start here, and we're going to start with a very balancing. Flew my cat, chased by the dog. The cat is licking the laptop edge. That is really funny. Anyway, yoga is something you can do anywhere, and this is a reminder that it doesn't have to be perfect, doesn't have to be isolated. You can do it while your kids are around, and just helps you find balance throughout your day. So we're going to start with some alternating nostril breathing. So what you're going to do is you're going to grab your thumb and pointer finger. What you're going to do is you're going to alternate inhaling one side, exhaling the other. And I can't really do it and talk at the same time. So I'm just going to show it real quick, and then I'll talk through it while you do it. So you're going to, let's start by inhaling through your right nose. And then exhaling through the left. Inhale through the right, exhale through the left. And you don't have to suffocate your nose. You're just cutting off the breath through that side. And then after about 30 seconds or a minute, you can just switch sides, inhaling through the left, exhaling through the right, and just going back and forth. Continue this breath, and what you should find is it gives you a nice balance. So if you're feeling a bit on edge or a bit down, it just kind of restores you to a nice neutral state. If you ever need something a little different than that, if you're having trouble sleeping at night, you just breathe through the side with your heart, so the left side, inhaling and exhaling through that side, covering that nose. And if you ever need a bit of a pick-me-up, you can just breathe through the side opposite the heart, your right side. I invite you to experiment with that for a moment. And just sit here, relaxing. Again, this is a gentle sequence, so the main difference between my gentle Vinyasa flow and my Vinyasa flow is there'll be a bit less ambition in what we do in an hour, and a bit less speed through certain things, and a lot less of the more challenging balancing postures. We might still do something, but just not nearly as much. Sometimes, though, a gentle class or even a restorative class, which is what I usually teach a different night each week, can actually be more challenging than typical Vinyasa flow if you're not used to it, because it can kind of force you to look within a bit more and also really get a posture right. Conversely, if it feels really easy, what you can do is you can hold the pose with a little more effort, a little more rigor, and just make it a little more challenging on yourself. but just do what's right for you, and you'll get something out of your practice and bring that forward to your day. So now that we've done some breathing, let's go ahead and, oh, perfect timing. There's a leaf blower going on outside. Anyway, let's go ahead and inhale our arms up overhead, nice and slow, starting to focus on our spine, and exhale nice and slow, releasing our arms and hands down to the earth. A couple more times with your own breath, nice and slow. Inhale your arms up overhead, and exhale, release. Inhale up, and exhale, release. Place your hands on your knees and just shrug your shoulders up and back a few times. Up, back, down, forward, up, back, down, forward. And then at some point, reverse. So up, forward, down, back, up, forward, down, back. And maybe just start to rock on your hips, on your glutes. Take some nice shallow circles. Maybe switch directions. Return to neutral. We're going to inhale arms up overhead again, and exhale, release to the right side. So just bend. Basically, you can place your hand or your forearm on the earth. You can look down at your hand, forward or up under your arm. And with each exhale, just fold a little bit deeper. Inhale, slowly rise up through center. And exhale, release to the left. Inhale, rise up through center. If you're on a block, maybe remove that block. And then we're going to take some gentle twists. So inhale, arms up overhead. Exhale, twist to the right. Sit up nice and tall. Right hand behind you. Left hand outside your left quad. Twisting from your belly. With each exhale, maybe twist a little bit deeper. Inhale, rise up through center. And exhale, twist to your left. Inhale back through center. You're welcome to stay here, or you could come and sit in rock pose on your knees. Whichever variation you like. Just gonna inhale our arms up overhead and exhale, slowly fold forward. Inhale, slowly rise up. Exhale, fold forward and try and keep, just fold to the point where you feel comfortable. Inhale, rise up. And exhale, fold forward. And this time, come all the way down. Just wherever is most comfortable for you. Inhale, slowly rise up. If you're in easy pose, put your hands on your shins. Otherwise, put your hands on your knees. And we're just some seated cat-cows. Inhale, belly forward, chest forward, shoulders back, head forward. Exhale, round, maybe look down. Inhale up, cow. Exhale, round for seated cat. One more time, inhale for cow. And exhale, round for cat. Return to neutral. And inhale, just bring your hands forward, interlace your fingers, and point your hands, the palms of your hands away from you. Inhale, lift your hands up overhead. And exhale, round your spine, hands forward. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, round. Inhale, straighten. And exhale, round. If you're sitting on your knees, go ahead and come back to an easy pose. Maybe switch the cross to your legs. This time, we're going to teeter-totter by bringing our hands together, one hand facing forward, one hand facing you. And release your fingers nice and strong. Sit up tall. Inhale, one arm up, other arm down, just moving the arms. Exhale, return to neutral. Inhale up the other side, exhale the other side down. Exhale, return to neutral, and just continue doing this, moving with your breath. And the more you pull on your hands, the more you'll feel this in your shoulders, the sides of your neck, your arms, your hands. So just do the amount that's right for you. One more time on each side. Return to neutral. And just bring your forearms to rest on your legs and knees and just start to circle your hands. Maybe circling from the wrists, maybe opening and closing your hands. Maybe switch directions. Maybe bring your hands out to the side and stretch your arms behind you. Maybe plant your hands and straighten that back and just look up gently. And then relax. And bring the soles of your feet to the earth in front of you. And just wrap your arms around your knees. And keeping the feet planted, slowly lower yourself to the earth. Hold on, something's going on with my computer screen. Just close that. So lower yourself into a bridge. Soles of your feet are roughly where your hands can reach them. And roll on each side to tuck the shoulder blades underneath you. And since it's a gentle class, so we're starting right away. If you have a block or you have a towel, fold it up. Just lift your hips and bring it on a low or medium setting under the sacrum. And just let it sit. If you don't have a block or a towel, just do a bridge, lifting yourself up, and just hold it for a little bit as comfortably as you can. If that's not very long, that's okay. Go ahead and release. And maybe bring yourself up and down a few more times. Just letting the hips and legs start to warm up and settle in. Now, if you'd like, you can switch the block to its lowest setting, and then bring your soles of your feet together for a supported, effectively butterfly pose. And just let your knees surrender out to the side, your palms face up, and relax. Focus on your breath. And if you'd like, you can also engage your feet, remove the block, and just lift up, sort of a modified bridge. It's also known as a trauma release pose. Pretty quickly, you might start to find yourself shaking. That's totally normal. And exhale, slowly release to the earth. Bring your heels forward, your arms up overhead, and just get a nice long stretch. Maybe engage your quads, your glutes, or both. And we're just going to relax in a little mini Shavasana for a few breaths. Heels in, toes out, palms face up. Don't check out, just breathe. Then inhale, plant your feet wide at the edges of your mat. We're going to windshield wiper the knees from side to side. Keeping your feet planted, keeping your shoulders planted. Just exhale to the sides, inhale up. Exhale to the other side, and don't quite bring your knees all the way to the earth. Let them hover a little bit. Just getting sort of a mini spinal twist. Gauging that IT band on each side, hip flexor. And go ahead and return to neutral. Bring your knees to your chest. Give yourself a bit of a hug. Keep those toes curled back. Gently rock side to side. Maybe take some nice small circles. Maybe switch directions. Then bring one arm up overhead. Roll to that side. And walk yourself all the way up to hands and knees. From hands and knees, remember in yoga that your hands should be planted shoulder width apart, fingers spread wide, little space between your fingers and hands and the earth as possible. Your pointer or middle finger face forward. Your outer two fingers and your knuckles and finger mounds are engaged, and your elbows are always slightly bent, even when your arms are intended to be straight. This takes pressure off your wrists and off your elbows, and allows your triceps to be engaged. Your knees and legs are hip width apart. Your knees kind of be directly below you or below your hips or an inch or two behind. Now we're going to do some cat cows. And the key here is, again, to move that spine starting from the bottom, working our way up, and also avoiding swinging the head. So the head just comes along for the ride. So we're going to inhale, lower the bottom of the belly, lower the chest, shoulders back, head looks forward last, and exhale round, starting from the bottom of the spine and working your way up to the head. Inhale, lower for cow, and exhale, round for cat. Inhale, lower for cow, and exhale, round for cat. Then returning to neutral, we're going to straighten the back leg, but keep the foot on the earth, and just rock forward and backward, engaging that calf, Achilles, maybe your hamstrings and quads a little bit. Just get a nice stretch back and forth. And plant that foot and switch sides, straighten the other leg back, but keeping the foot on the earth. And just rocking it side to side. Forward and back, not side to side. And return to neutral and come up for a moment. Inhale, your arms up overhead. And exhale, bring your hands to your low back. Fingers pointing down, elbows back. And just sit up with your hips going forward, a very gentle camel. Maybe your head starts to look up. And exhale, release. Come back to hands and knees. We're going to inhale the right leg back, parallel to the earth this time. It's parallel. Toes pointed down. And exhale, round, knee to your forehead. Inhale, straighten for cow. Exhale, round for cat. On your next inhalation, you can continue doing this, or you could also bring your left hand forward and you can round, knee to elbow, extend, straighten, round, and extend, round, extend. And you can go ahead and hold this for a breath. If you want, you can stay here, or you can take a heart opener by bending your knee. Hand meets your back foot. Stretch forward. And then release your hand and plant your foot to the left side of your mat and tap twice. And exhale, arc up and over, tapping twice on each side of the mat, mooning back and forth. Focus on height or elevation over speed and width. Make sure you continue to breathe. One more time on each side. And then bringing your knees together and just sort of rock side to side. Maybe sitting that hip on the mat. One more time on each side. And then return to neutral and bring your knees wide and come to child's pose, forehead to the earth, hands forward, hips towards your feet. If this is a bit much, you could always stack your knuckles or your hands, rest your head on that, or you can place a block underneath your head. This is a resting pose, so do what's right for you. You could stay here or slowly walk your hands off to the right side and then surrender back to the earth. Taking the twist, inhale, slowly walk through center, and exhale off to the left side. And start to feel a bit of a stretch on your side, this time on your right side. Inhale, gently walk back through center. Plant your hands and knees again. Inhale, lower for cow. Exhale for cat. Inhale for cow. And exhale for cat. And from cow, you could bring your left leg back. Exhale for cat, knee to forehead. Inhale, extend. And exhale, round. Inhale, extend, and you could bring your right hand forward now. And exhale, round. And continue this balancing. You could just be continuing to do normal cat-cow or any of these balancing versions that are right for you. One more time. And then hold. And then you have the option to take the heart opener by grabbing your foot behind you. And plant your hand and bring your foot to the right side of your mat and tap twice. And arc up and over. Tapping twice on each side. Once more on each side. And start to rock the hips side to side again. You can bend your elbows a bit more. That might help you support the release of your hips to the earth. And then return to neutral. I'm just going to adjust the air conditioning temperature real quick, so grab a sip of water if you need it. And go ahead and rejoin us. From hands and knees, curl your toes under, straighten your hips back up into the air. For down dog, straighten one leg, bend the other. So just walking your dog. One of the goals is to try to bring your heels towards the earth. You may or may not succeed in that. That's okay. Just give a nice upside down V shape in your body. Make sure your elbows are bent. Maybe rock side to side a little bit. And go ahead and hold it steady. And you can inhale, slowly walk your hands back to your feet. And exhale, fold forward, surrendering down. Clasp one hand on the opposite elbow and vice versa, and just let yourself surrender to the earth. Maybe gently sway side to side. And exhale, release your hands to your shins, your feet, or all the way to the earth. And inhale, slowly rise up, vertebrae by vertebrae. Rise up to neutral, into a mountain pose. Hands face forward, shoulders back, chest forward. Engage your quads and glutes. And just relax. And breathe. Inhale your arms up overhead. And exhale, lean to the right. Hand on your hip. Inhale up through center. Exhale, left hand to left hip, lean to the left. Inhale up through center. Cactus the arms. Inhale, lift the right heel. Exhale, twist to the right, looking over the right shoulder. Inhale back through center, lower the right heel, lift the left heel, and exhale, twist to the left, looking over your left shoulder. Inhale back through center. Hands down by your side. Inhale, look down at your right shoulder, and exhale, just slowly start to rotate your head through center and over to the left, and then just start to take nice, slow, deliberate circles, pausing anywhere you feel any discomfort to let it stretch a little more, continuing to breathe, and again, just really slow and deliberate. After you've taken a few, pause in the center and rotate the other direction. Normally I do this a bit earlier in class, but today I felt like using it as something to spread apart the first sequence we're doing like this. Now, and inhale the arms up overhead, and exhale, interlace your fingers behind your low back, or just put your hands on your low back. Inhale, look back and up, maybe bring those hands lower down if they're interlaced. And then exhale, bend your knees, if your fingers are interlaced. As you fold, maybe start to straighten your knees, and then maybe your hands come up over your head or off your back a little bit. Exhale, release. Hands to the earth. Come forward into down dog. And inhale. Right leg in the air behind you. And exhale. Glide it forward. Come down to low lunge. Inhale, lean back, arms and hips. And exhale, rise forward, arms up overhead. Take a nice full revolution. And then your arms rise up for crescent. Relaxing the shoulders helps your arms get straight and beside your ears. Inhale your right hand to your right hip. Exhale, lean forward, and that leaning forward helps decompress the spine. And then take a twist. Elbow outside your knee. Maybe your hands come together towards heart center. Twisting from your belly. Exhale, release the twist. Bringing your right knee back to meet your left knee. Keep your knees narrow and come down for child's pose for a couple breaths. And keeping your hands planted. Inhale, glide forward for up dog or cobra. And exhale for down dog. If you ever don't know what I'm talking about, just do your best. It'll eventually make sense. If you have any questions, just send me an email. I'm happy to answer them. Inhale your left leg up, near behind you. Exhale, glide it forward. Again, planting the back knee, low lunge. Inhale, lean back. And then exhale, glide your arms and chest forward. And take a full revolution. And then your arms come up, shoulders relaxed for low crescent. Inhale your left hand to your left hip. Exhale, lean forward. And then take that twist. That leaning forward helps open up the spine, makes the twist more approachable. Exhale, return to center, plant your hands. Knees together behind you. Child's pose again. Inhale, hands planted. Glide forward through up dog or cobra. Exhale for down dog. Inhale, slowly walk your hands back to your feet. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, hands to your shins for half lift, flat back. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, rise up through chair. Bending your knees, straightening your arms. Or maybe your hands come to heart center if that's easier for you to sit in. Or you could cactus the arms. Inhale, slowly rise up. And exhale, maybe come onto your toes, straightening the arms further. And exhale, release the heels. Fold forward, folding from the hips, swan dive. Inhale, walk forward. And we have the option, come to hands and knees. For side plank, you could either plant your foot to the side, straighten that back leg back, lift your hand up, or you could lift that top leg. Or if you're more advanced, you can stack your legs or stack your legs and lift your top leg. Key to a good side plank is bottom elbow bent, lifting from your hips and keeping the upper body in the same plane as your lower body. Exhale, release through center. And inhale, switch sides. Do whichever variation's right for you. No need to compete or compare yourself to anyone else or even yourself. And exhale, return to center. Come into child's pose, wide knees, hands forward. Just take a few breaths here and relax. You can stay here, or you can combine threading the needle by bringing your right arm up overhead, exhaling it under your left arm, and surrender. Maybe you bring the left hand up and over outside your right hip, and you can do a twisted threaded child's pose. If you're threading, release the twist, release the thread, switch sides, left arm up and under the right arm, and then bring that hand around the right side. Continue to breathe. Holding your breath, that's the last thing you want to do in yoga. If you're twisting, twist from the belly. And exhale, release. Just come into normal child's pose for a couple breaths still. Come up through hands and knees. I'm just going to do a couple cat cows. Inhale, lower your belly, chest forward, shoulders back. And exhale, round. Inhale, lower. And exhale, round. Return to neutral. Come up through down dog. Inhale. Right leg up in the air behind you. Exhale, glide it forward. We're coming through warrior A. For warrior A, front knee's bent, back leg is straight. Your legs are on separate parallel tracks. So there's some horizontal space between my legs. My back foot's out at about a 45-degree angle. My front foot is pointing straight. I'm not putting pressure on my front toes. Front knee's bent, back leg straight. My upper body is vertical. So I'm finding rough balance between my two legs. I place my hand on my hips and just twist them forward. Relax shoulders, arms come up, arms straighten for warrior A. Inhale, straighten that front leg. And exhale, bend the knee. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend. Inhale, straighten. And exhale, bend. And then bring your hands together. Bring that back foot now directly behind the front foot. Your heels are aligned in the same track. Coming to warrior B. Front knees bent, tracking over your ankle. Back leg straight. Foot's out at a 90-degree angle to the side of your mat. Your upper body is vertical. Arms are out, shoulders relaxed. Look to the side. And then look forward over your front fingers. Keep the front knee bent. And again, if you're gripping on for too much pressure with your front toes, just lift them and replant them. Then inhale, flip the front palm, lean forward, just like we did in those twists, and then lean back for reverse warrior, keeping that front knee bent. Breathe, lift that top hand up a little higher maybe. Bottom hand's really just resting, or it could even wrap around your low back if you'd like. Inhale, just slowly straighten your front leg through reverse triangle, lift that top hand up a little bit higher. And then straighten those arms. For warrior B, arms, keep the legs straight. And then we're leaning forward for triangle. So lean forward and then tilt. For triangle, we're actively lifting up with that top hand. That bottom hand might come down, but we want to actively resist gravity with that upper body. Keep that top shoulder and back in the same plane as our legs. And then we're going to bend our knee for side angle. So bend your knee and just bring your forearm onto your quad. You can bring your hand inside your foot, or you can take a little wrap. If you take the wrap, you don't have to do a full wrap. Just keep your upper body in the same plane as your legs. You know, there's a lot of similarities between these postures, and that's kind of why I do them in this sequence. They're similar but different. And then we're going to exhale, release to high lunge, plant the left hand inside the right foot, bring the right arm out like a wing, and then from our belly, gently twist to the side, keeping that back leg straight. If this is too much, you can lower your back knee. And don't force your arm too far back. Lead with the shoulder and the belly, not the arms. The arm's kind of trailing over here rather than forcing it back there and placing strain on your shoulder. Exhale, go ahead and release your hands. Bring them to the inside of your foot and walk yourself off to the side. Heel toe your feet out wide. We're going to do wide-legged forward fold. Heels out, toes in. Inhale, start tall, half lift, back parallel to the earth. And exhale, fold forward in whatever variation is right for you. You could bring your hands behind your calves or ankles. Bring your arms or forearms to the earth. Let's go check the time. Okay, we're going to inhale, slowly walk forward. And take a Vinyasa Flow by planting our hands. Bring our feet back to high push-up. If this is too much, you can come onto your knees. Exhale, lower down to the earth. Inhale for up dog or cobra. And exhale for down dog. Inhale the left leg up in the air behind you. And exhale, glide it forward. We're coming through warrior A again. Then our legs are in separate tracks. Front knees over the front ankle, bent. Front foot's forward. Back leg straight. Foot's out at a 45-degree angle. Hands on your hips, face forward. Settle in, find balance between front and back legs. Arms up, relax the shoulders. Inhale, straighten that front leg. Exhale, bend it. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend. Inhale, straighten. And exhale, bend. Then bring your hands together and bring that foot back out. Now we're coming to warrior B. Front knee remains bent. Knee tracking over that ankle. Back foot's at a 90-degree angle. Hips to the side. Arms forward and back. Shoulders remain relaxed. Look over your front fingers for warrior B. Make sure your upper body is vertical and you're still standing up. If your front toes are doing too much work, just lift them and replant them, spraying the toes wide. And from here, inhale, flip that front palm, lean forward, and then lean back. And again, when we do this leaning forwards, we're just decompressing the spine, helping open things up, keep that back leg engaged. And inhale, just straighten the legs for reverse triangle. Top hand up high. Continue breathing. Keep the legs where they are. Inhale the arms through warrior B arms. And exhale, lean forward and then tilt for triangle. Top hand actively lifting up. Bottom hand really is just kind of here for support or doing not much at all. Maybe it leans a little bit forward, but probably not. Goal here is to actively engage that shoulder and back on that side. Engage your legs. Then we're going to exhale, bend that front knee into side angle, whichever variation is right for you today. Then inhale, come back to high lunge. And we're going to take revolved side angle by planting that right hand side the left foot, bringing the left arm out, the wing, and then rotating and twisting gently. And exhale, release. And inhale your hands inside your foot. Walk yourself off to the side. Come to a wide-legged half lift. We're going to plant the left hand on the earth and either bring the right arm up overhead or bring it around. And if you want to bring your left hand outside your right ankle, totally optional, it's up to you. Exhale, release your hands to center. Plant your left hand. Right arm comes up overhead. Maybe twists around. And you could stay here or bring that right hand outside. I may have got my right and left wrong. Sorry about that. Left hand's wrapped around. Right hand outside your left calf or ankle. Exhale, release. Fold forward. Inhale, slowly rise back up. Walk yourself back forward into a lunge. From high push-up, take a Vinyasa Flow, high push-up to low push-up. Inhale for up dog or cobra. Exhale for down dog. And surrender down for child's pose. I'm gonna get a sip of water. Really surrender into this child's pose. Inhale, slowly rise up. Come back to hands and knees. Inhale your right leg back behind you, parallel to the earth, toes down. And exhale, bring it outside to high lizard or humble warrior. Start tall for a couple breaths. You can stay here. You can lower your forearms to the earth. Or you can take a bird of paradise by bringing your right leg, arm under your right leg, and gently heel toeing out to the side using this leg for balance, and eventually surrendering to the earth. Right arm under right leg. I have my left hand under my left cheek. That's just so I don't crush my AirPods. You could just surrender to the earth completely. This top hand could be forward or off to the side. I like this posture because it's a nice surrender posture. It looks challenging, it's really not. Just do what's right for you. Much of yoga is about getting out of the way of your muscles and your body and mind and letting your body know that it can do the things it's actually supposed to be able to do. reminding your nerves and your muscles what they're designed for. If you take my classes often, you'll hear me say this quite a bit, so it might not be funny if it's not the first time, but basically, a lot of poses in yoga are the counter pose to computer pose or cell phone pose. Inhale, slowly start to rise back up through center. I'm going to straighten that front leg for half splits. If you have blocks, you might consider placing a block under your hamstring if you want to explore this a little bit deeper. Maybe under your hands. Maybe your forehead comes towards your knee a little bit more. Just be content with whatever expression of half or full splits is comfortable for you. One day I'm going to do full splits. That day is definitely not today, but it's much more in sight than it ever has been in my life. At least since I was a child, maybe. Inhale, slowly rise up. Bring your front knee back to meet your back knee. Normally I'll do pigeon here, but we're going to come back to that in a moment. So just let's switch sides first. So bring your left leg back and bring it forward outside your knee for high humble warrior lizard, and start tall for a few breaths before you do anything else. You can stay here, or you can lower yourself onto your forearms, or you can bring your arm under your leg and surrender to the earth for the bird of paradise variation. Now, the bird of paradise variation is named after the bird of paradise posture, which involves actually standing and bringing your arm around your leg and your leg behind your shoulder. I can't quite do that, though I'm pretty close. Maybe with the strap it helps, but there's also a form of yoga known as aerial yoga, where you use a swing, and bird of paradise is actually really approachable in aerial yoga. And I'm actually in the middle of a remodel of our casita, which is going to turn into a dance and yoga room. Dance for my wife, yoga for me primarily. And I've installed some aerial swings, so I'm looking forward to doing that form of bird of paradise in the next couple weeks. Just go ahead and surrender. Relax. Inhale, slowly rise up. Back up to high lizard. If you have a block, you might want it handy. We're going to exhale, surrender, straighten that front leg to half split. We'll bring it further forward for a fuller expression of splits if that's right for you today. Don't push yourself to pain or injury. Just look for a nice, invigorating stretch. Maybe relax your forehead towards your knee. Maybe use blocks. Maybe after a while you lower the block. And now slowly rise back up. And then we're going to roll onto our backs. That's fine. For figure 4. Figure 4 is a variation of pigeon. And what you're going to do first is we will bring our soles of the feet to the earth, kind of starting like you would in a bridge. We're going to bring the left leg up and over your right knee. So your left foot's kind of resting on your quad just above your knee. And you can just gently engage, pushing on your left leg gently away from you. And you can stay here. Actually find this to be perfectly challenging some days. Or you can straighten that right leg and grab your hands around your hamstring, but just settle your shoulders back to the earth. Or you could bend your knee and grab your hands around your right shin. And again, only do this if you're able to keep your shoulders mostly relaxed. I'm actually keep the knee bent. One hand around my shin, and the other hand around my left quad, kind of gently coaxing it away. And then from here, what you're going to do is bring your arms, replant your right foot. Your left knee remains over your right. Arms out like a T, shoulders relaxed. And just roll your knees off to the right side, looking over the left. Just got a block in my way. Keep that left shoulder planted. If this is too much at any time, you can just switch to having your knees stacked. This is just a different variation of a spinal twist. And inhale, rise back through center, slowly. And bend that left knee and bring it to chest, and straighten that right leg and curl the toes back. Just bring this knee to your chest. And then gently bring that left knee outside your rib cage towards your armpit. And then slowly lower it down to the earth. And just do a mini Shavasana, heels in, toes out, palms face up. Just for 3 or 4 breaths. And plant the soles of your feet. Again, coming through equivalent of bridge. And bring your right knee up. And your right foot over your left quad. With your right hand, gently press on your right quads. Give a little stretch in your hip flexor and IT band. And you can stay there. Or straighten the leg, left leg, and bring your right hands around it. Like, bend your knee. Bring your hands to your shin. I'm a little tighter this side, so I'm not going to stay there long. Instead, I'm going to keep the knee bent. Right hand, or left on the left leg, right hand on the right quad. Just going to plant the foot. It feels better for me today. Sometimes the easier posture actually gives you a better stretch, so just do what's right for you. Like that one was kind of challenging, my hip on the opposite side, but I really want to stretch this hip out, so there's no point in torturing myself in a posture that's not feeling good today. And from here, bring the arms out like a T and lean yourself to the left, looking over the right shoulder, keeping the right arm flat on the earth. And just enjoy the spinal twist for a few more breaths. Rise back up through center. Bend the right knee. Straighten the left leg. Curls toe back on the left leg. Curls toe back on both. Bring the knee to the chest and bring it outside a little bit. Side your rib cage towards your armpit. And then bring both knees to center. Grab your hands around shins. Gently rock side to side. Maybe explore happy baby by bringing the soles of your feet up towards the sky. Grabbing outside each foot. Maybe rock side to side just to the action of trying to straighten your legs a little bit. Maybe bring your feet together for a reclined butterfly. Try to keep the shoulders and neck relaxed in this. And then plant the soles of your feet. Okay, my dog's decided to lick my face. Not the best time, Trixie. Come up for a bridge. Lift from your hips. Efforts in your shoulder blades and your hips and your heels. Exhale, lower. Just check the time. And we're pretty well up for an hour. If you want, you can do shoulder stand or legs up the wall or traditional Shavasana. I'll bring your legs up the wall just to block, but you could use a real wall. I'm just going to lift, place my block under my sacrum, and just lift my legs up straight, let them relax. And my hands up. And you're welcome to do this or traditional Shavasana. Just straighten your legs wide, heels in, toes out, palms face up. And just surrender. Relax. You're welcome to stay in Shavasana as long as you like. I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up for myself by bringing some energy back to my hands and feet, wiggling my fingers and toes, windshield wipering my ankles and wrists, rotating my ankles and wrists in circles in both directions. I'm going to bring my arms up overhead, heels down long, get a nice stretch. Bring my knees to my chest. Just give myself a nice hug. Gently rock side to side. And bring the one arm up overhead, roll into that side for a couple breaths. And then slowly sitting up. I'm going to grab a block. I'll sit on the edge of it, take some pressure off the hips. Sit up nice and tall, just like we started class. Inhale, arms up overhead. Exhale, lower, nice and slow. Inhale. And just reflect on how you feel now compared to the start of practice. Hopefully you feel more balanced. One more time, inhaling up. Exhaling down. And then inhale up, hands together, and down to heart center. Hopefully you got what you needed from this sequence. If you have any feedback or suggestions, feel free to send it my way. Thank you so much for allowing me to guide you in your practice today, and thank you to yourself for making time for yourself for yoga at home. I bow to the light and sound and all of you. Namaste. Thank you, and I'll see you soon. Bye.